Okay, everybody. After a fairly, I don't know, sometimes it takes me a while to figure out what I want to do. Been debating this with myself for a while. This is the Finwing Penguin. And here on the, I zoom back a little, on my messy ass desk, this is the original kind of stamped metal control horns that came in the kit. And the control horn, okay, I suppose. But what I really didn't like is basically their form of a EZ connector. And I would have kept the control horns, but it's got these big holes in it. Okay, and what the big holes do is allow, which may or may not be hard to see here. I'll get out my chopstick so I can be like Stewie. And there's like a 3mm bolt, and the bolt actually passes through the control horn, through the EZ connector, and then butts up against the push rod wire. And what I really didn't like about that was if you over tighten this bolt, it basically locks the connector up against the control horn, and it makes a point of friction. Okay. They do work if you just snug them up, just right. But if you just go past it a little, then you start having a problem. At least in my humble opinion, it is a problem. So, after losing some sleep over it, I decided to use a DuBro EZ connector. And here's kind of the picture off the package. And what you can see is, the difference is, this one, the EZ connector, has a pin that's just machined to it, and then you use there's a couple different ones. There's a plastic little snap-on nut, and there's a regular like metal steel speed nut type deal. And I have used these plastic ones and never had any issues. If I was building some plane that was going to go 100 miles an hour, I would definitely switch to the metal one. But this plastic one is removable and reusable, although it'll probably never get removed. And if I did, I'd be skeptical about that. And then so it has a separate small bolt that binds down on the push rod wire. So all you gotta do is put the snap ring on, and you put the bolt in, of course, a little tiny amount of Loctite, and you can crank down to your heart's desire, hopefully before you strip something, because this little piece here is just brass. Here's a little picture right there, this little brass. And there's the metal speed nut, and there's the plastic one. And I also elected to go ahead and change the control horns. This is a DuBro Nylon control horn. And for the fun of it, it's number 105. And it came in rights and lefts. Not that that's really was part of what I was looking for, but what did seem to work out perfect, and I'm going to throw my phone into the little phone holder I got here. I make all these videos pretty much with my phone. And just to show you, instead of just telling you, if I can do this and keep it in shot, as it worked out, I gotta move this phone just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing here. And hopefully it comes out up against the background I got going on here. As it turns out, you take these two control horns and hold them up together, there it is. Looks a little focused. It's a little out of focus. There it is. The holes line up. I mean, swear to God, freaking perfectly. So that saved me the hassle of having to re-drill for the two bolts. And the other neat thing is, I actually thought that the plywood, the control surfaces all have a little piece of plywood on them. And I noticed if you tighten it up quite a bit, the plywood would kind of get a little bend in it right there where the 2 bolts are going. Well, these 2 control horns come with the additional little nylon, basically nut for the back. So that added a little bit more security to it, I felt. So it's kind of like a double bonus. That worked out well that way. I didn't have to re-drill anything. I didn't have to add any extra reinforcement to the back side of the rudder. And I'll show you how that looks. And then that just is, there's the back side. It might be hard to see the plastic because it's kind of clear, but I mean, this was just a win-win. And for like $1.20, maybe it might have been $2.05. I could look it up. And I will put out my shameless plug to where I actually ordered these from the other day. I had a couple extra bucks in my pocket. And I ordered these. These are the rights and the lefts. These are some ones I had hanging on the wall. They also make a, what they just call a T-style, which depends on how you look at it. T-style might be more appropriate for like a maybe a higher performance, but see how the bolts are staggered and they're actually one on either side. I don't know, is that a big issue? Maybe, maybe not. But the staggered ones on either side definitely didn't work, and I would have had to re-drill all the holes in the ply back there. So, you know, for a couple bucks, I'll put these on my wall of stuff. It's always nice to have extra stuff. So, in a nutshell, we have DuBro EZ connectors, number 121. And these should work out fine up on the ailerons. And I already decided this right and the left, whichever one's which. It works just fine back here for the rudder and elevator. No problem. Because I can put the EZ connector on whichever side of the horn I want. It really doesn't matter. There might be some mechanical reason why kind of the inside closer to this where the bolts go would possibly be better. But once again, this isn't some high performance plane where I have to worry about all kinds of, I don't know what you'd call it, thrust, wind loading onto the control surface or whatever you want to call it. I'm not an avionics, aerodynamics professor. I just understand how shit works. And so it makes my world go round. Well, I gotta tell you, that's it. That's it for right now. 8 minutes on EZ connectors and nylon control horns. How about that? Okay, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you, bye.